We have discussion on ground level ozone, which is an emerging environmental and public health challenge, most importantly in cities and towns and surrounding regions of India. Our entire discussion is divided into four segments, though these segments are integrating in nature. First segment is concentrating on a distinction or differentiation between useful stratospheric ozone and harmful ground level ozone. Stratospheric ozone in form of ozone layer is above tropopause. Remember that ozone is triatomic form of oxygen. Stratospheric ozone ozone layer is involved in absorption of harmful ultraviolet radiation, protecting Earth from harmful effects of inflowing ultraviolet radiation. Remember that ground level ozone is a form of secondary pollution which is harmful, and it is produced by photochemical effect of sunlight on precursor gases in form of NOx and volatile organic compounds. NOx and volatile organic compounds are released in atmosphere through vacuolar emission, emission from petrochemical and chemical industries, fossil fuel based thermal power plants. NOx and volatile organic compounds, precursor gases in atmosphere interact with sunlight, that is source of photochemical effect and producing ground level ozone. Production and concentration of ground level ozone is now amplifying with growing emission of primary pollution in atmosphere, with rising global warming and climate change, heat waves, their rise in their intensity and frequency, and growing intensity and frequency of cloudless and rainless skies. Now second segment, Delhi NCR is now emerging as one of the India's biggest ozone hotspot, and now it is persistent throughout the year, producing a major health challenge which, which could be a source of mortality in the coming years. Now let us come down to third segment, explaining and analyzing adverse impacts produced by rising concentration of ground level ozone. These adverse effects impacts are classified into three categories. First, adverse impacts on human health. Adverse impacts on second, agriculture and food security, and third, how it works as a dangerous loop to global warming and climate change. Remember that ground level ozone is source of irritation in eyes, flow, watering eyes, skin irritation, and most importantly, irritation of respiratory organs, rising frequency and severity of asthmatic attack, and in long run it could be source of damage of lungs and rising mortality. It is also considered that ground level ozone is also source of compromised human immunity. Ground level ozone is source of bleaching and discoloration of surface cells and tissues of plants. Their immunity is also compromised, and ground level ozone interfere with photosynthesis. Thus, it also interfere with yield of the crops Yeah, production and productivity of the crops. Thus, it is going to a challenge in maintaining agriculture and food security. Remember that ozone is a greenhouse gas. Ground level ozone is involved in trapping of heat. Thus, it is a source of dangerous feedback loop by contributing into global warming and climate change. Now let us come down to fourth segment, combating and controlling ground level ozone to support environmental management. Remember that there must be a need of expansion in monitoring infrastructure involved in measurement of ground level ozone, their day to day change, their seasonal changes. There must be an integration of climate, transport, and industrial policies, emphasizing on reducing emission of precursor gases या primary pollution in form of NOx and volatile organic compounds. There must be a multi-pollutant strategy involving entire range of air pollution including primary as well as secondary pollution, and most importantly, as people say, that there must be a growing practice of airshed management. Let us define airshed first, a larger geographical area sharing similarity in topography, weather and climate, and wind pattern are described as airshed. Thus, there must be a sense of collaboration, coordination in intention and practice by different political units across their political borders to combat and control emission of primary pollution, to overcome challenges produced by ground level ozone. Thank you all.